B brothers. Myles B hanging out with your brother B. Brother B, how we doing, man?
You know, I cannot complain. If I complain, nobody will listen. But, you know, the weather's nice. It's kind of cool off a little bit. It's nice and breezy here in the St. Louis metro area. I can't complain. Not at all.
Oh, the St. Louis metro area. It was kind of warm here in Indy.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, compared to what it's been the last couple of days, it wasn't like hot or anything, but it was
I'm telling
comfortable.
Have you guys had like really, because the humidity out here is like insane. I don't know if it's because we're so close to the Missouri River or whatever, but Mississippi, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. I'm bad at like geography, but it gets hot, man. And the humidity out here, like in August, oof, it's brutal.
Yeah. The last week or two, it's been pretty easy to deal with here, man. But like it was a little humid today, but not that bad at all for sure. It's been good. Like beautiful days. It's been really kind of chilly in the mornings, though, to be honest.
That's good. Fall's my favorite season, just because it's hoodie season. It's just kind of chill weather. Winter doesn't bother. Fall, yeah, fall. You got football, of course. And
Are you ready for some football?
And I saw your boy's not going to be playing this weekend.
Has that been officially announced? No, I think that was just a rumor. He hasn't been eliminated. I mean, here's the thing. It's not super duper likely that Anthony Richardson's going to be playing, but I think we probably won't hear one way or the other till Friday or Saturday. There was a couple of tweets that went out, but they weren't from reliable sources. There's been nothing from the Colts camp so far.
Well, they said NFL.com says he won't practice.
Yeah,
but you're right. They haven't really
today.
said anything. It's it says Colts rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson ruled out with concussion, but I don't think, like you said, anybody has made. And I think a lot of that's probably what strategy you think, just so they can.
Well, no, there's a 5-step program they have to go through to get out of concussion protocol, and he's in it as well as Ryan Kelly, our center. So the average time off for a concussion is 9 days. I would say that Kelly won't play this weekend because he's a little bit older. I mean, he's the oldest guy on the team at a geriatric 30 or 32 or whatever.
Yeah, that is old for NFL.
Well, and this is a super young team. But Anthony Richardson, it's his first concussion in his career. It wasn't a really bad one to begin with. So, I mean, it's 50-50 right now, but we may not even know for sure until game time on Sunday. But at the very earliest, Friday or Saturday, I would think.
And I think regardless, we can always follow. We can also always follow, Daddy Jim's Twitter because he'll tell us. He'll tell us what's going on.
Someone will.
He's
been kind of quiet lately.
He has been quiet lately, but I mean, when he's ready to share some news, good news like that or something, or he's pumped about something. It's just like, hey, we're gonna close the roof, and it's like 75 degrees outside and sunny, not a lick of wind inside, but we're gonna go ahead and close the roof so we can sit there and jack up the air conditioning bill.
Right.
I don't get it.
I don't either. But hey, listen, this is the Wednesday show, right? We're not here to talk about the Colts, but we do have a huge announcement that we teased at the end of the last show, right? And now,
yes.
as of about an hour and a half ago, it's official. Tell them what's official. I got to know. I mean, I know, but everybody else has to know. Are you sure you know? Do you really know? If you don't know, now you know. So we have signed an agreement.
Now you know. Yes.
So as of today, we've signed an agreement with the All Indiana Podcast Network. We're going to be featured on their site. They're affiliated with Wish TV. So
that's cool.
Like we were kind of talking about, when we were being vague the other day. It's a really cool step in the ultimate direction you and I are looking to take the show, right? It is, bigger, badder, better, right? So really excited to be a part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Super appreciative to Alan Hall, who's a colleague of both of ours from the past and a really good friend.
Did Alan ever tell you how you? Did he ever tell you how he met me?
I mean, is that a safe for the show?
It's not a bad story. True story.
All right, let's hear it.
True story. When I moved to Indianapolis, I want to say it was like 92. This is a true story. Like, this is crazy, but it's true. Obviously, I didn't go to college, but I wanted like an internship on the radio, like so bad. So I remember like just, calling up radio stations, like, what school are you with? None, but I literally wanted to do it for free just because, first of all, I knew I'd been told I had the chops to do it, but you wanted like the formal stuff. So I went to Hoosier Radio and TV at the time. That's what it was called. It was owned by Bill Shirk. They owned WGGR, which was an oldie station, WHHH, which was a hip hop station, and the Home Shopping Network. And Alan Hall was the promotions director there at the time. So, the promotions director, they usually meet with possible interns and stuff. And here I am, like Ronnie Dangerfield in Back to School. And, I was talking about radio. Well, that's what it felt like. It felt like, because here's this old guy going, hey, I like to be on the radio. And I remember Alan Hall walking me around the station or whatever. He's like, I'll be right back. I forgot what he went to go do. And I met Chris Connor, who everybody knows. Chris Connor's legend, WNAP legend. And he goes, hey, how you doing? Da-da-da-da. And then he usually turns to somebody. He goes, man, that dude. He goes, man, those pipes. And I was just like, I just kind of like played it off. So I literally, for probably about a good couple months in the summer, worked for free. And then I got put on to like run the board and all that stuff. And my very first air shift, I was on the oldie station. And I was supposed to run the board for Wolfman Jack. That night before, Wolfman Jack passed. And they didn't have a show in the can.
Man.
So I go to Chris Connor. I go, well, we don't have this Wolfman Jack show to play. What do you do? Well, just play some music and talk. And that was my very first air shift. I was supposed to be running the board for Wolfman Jack. May he rest in peace. They didn't have a show set down. Back then, you used to record it off a satellite via DAT and then play it back. That was my very first air shift on the radio on an oldie station, which would later become the Touch. Stations flip formats all the time, but that was, and I literally would take a bus on Sundays because the bus didn't run that far to Lafayette Square Mall on 38th Street, and I would walk sometimes almost a 60-second on La Plaza Trail where the station was at.
That's a phenomenal story. I love that. But there are so many things you just said in like the last 2 or 3 sentences there that absolutely date yourself. Lafayette Square Mall.
Yes.
Yeah. She gone.
Yeah. Who's your radio and TV? That's gone.
Who's she gone? You might as well have said like people were like tuning you in with the big knobs on the big square radios. This is before TV existed, basically, man.
Exactly. Yeah. Talking. But that's how I did it. Like I didn't go to school or not. I just wanted to do it. And literally not after about 2 months, I was just going to be a board op. And then I landed up, it was funny because I had to go next door, and Scott Stalker, who was like the night guy in HHH, who's also a good friend of mine, cool gambler or whatnot. He used to sit there and tape his last 2 breaks on his air shift and have me run the board because he had like bookies and stuff looking for him. True story. I get his call. They call him the hotline. Nobody calls a hotline but like the engineer to PD. Yo, man, where's Scott? Man, Scott ain't here. And I literally would have 2 breaks in the camp. But anyway, that's my Indiana kicks. That's what I missed because that's where, I got started in radio. that was like 60 seconds.
So
who's
good.
your radio and TV? Telling you.
That's so good.
So now we're on Wish TV. Now, when you say we're going to be on Wish, are our mugs going to be on Wish, or we're just going to?
No. This is an audio. This is an audio only thing. So it's a podcast network that's just affiliated, right? So it's not.
Oh, cool.
Necessarily Wish themselves.
Right.
Boy, I don't know if we would probably get 10 minutes into one show before they pull us if we were on Wish TV themselves, man.
I've been training myself to behave.
I'm proud of you. We're like 8 minutes in, almost 9 minutes
and
in.
have not
killing it.
Once.
You are
trying.
killing it, bro. I'm proud of you. All right. So what's up, man? What do we like? So just so everybody listening knows, because they're used to when they hear you and I together, pretty much all we talk about is the Colts. We might throw a topic here or there at the beginning of a show, but it's like 90% Colts or Indiana sports type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When we decided to do this thing with the All Indiana Podcast Network, we wanted to do 2 shows. We want to do the Colts, kind of a reaction type of thing on, Sundays after the game or Mondays, depending, on the schedules. Then
when I can stay awake.
Right. When you can stay awake. Hey, today it's me staying awake. You're like, hey, can you record at 10 p.m.? I'm like, all right, man, I got to be up at 5:30 or 6. But, you do you, boo-boo. Oh, whatever,
I do what
man.
I can.
I need my beauty sleep, man. I need my beauty sleep. But,
well, if you need beauty sleep, you'd have to go into a coma. But anyway, I digress.
Fair enough. And I still could wake up before you. But the
that is factual.
Fact. Okay, so like, basically we've kind of decided like one of the things that we're gonna do is we're gonna do a midweek podcast. We're gonna target Wednesday to record. And I'm sure there might be a few times where you're at the track or I've got something going on where we might have to do a different day, but we're going to do a second podcast sometime during the middle of the week. And that's going to be mostly just random B Brothers BS,
stuff.
right? Stuff. So hit me with some stuff, brother B. Like, tell me.
Okay,
tell me
here's what I'm going to hit you
with. What you want to talk about?
I'm only going to talk about the Colts for a little bit, but that new shoe that they got out, it's called the Zoom Pegasus 40 running shoe, and it's only $140 for the pair. That shoe is sweet, and it's got a Colts logo on the back. It's got the Colts color, and it's called it's not a plug for Nike, although if they do want to endorse us, we're definitely not going to stop you.
Right.
It's the Nike.
The B Brothers Show at gmail.com, Nike. B Brothers Show at gmail.com.
Brought to you by, hopefully, Nike. But these shoes are really cool, man. $140 a pair. And it says, and I went to the Colts.com store, and it says it ships in 1 day. So, since my birthday was just recent, we launched this new partnership thing. I'm like, man, what would be really, really cool than to get a pair of shoes from Indiana from a boy? Size 12 wide, by the way.
Wait, what?
Size 12 wide. Just telling you.
Yeah.
The shoe.
12 wide.
See?
Why?
See, he set me up for failure.
Always. Well, I mean, they are dope, man. I don't know if you haven't seen them, y'all, you need to go check them out.
They're really cool.
I'm not a big shoe guy. I'm really not, but I would absolutely. And 140 for designer style Nikes. That's really not bad. That's not bad, days, man. I mean, I know friends that pay more than that for their like toddlers Nikes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
$200 Nikes.
You got the kid. You got the
wear for like
2 days. You got the kid looking all good or whatever, and he's eating like expired Lunchables. But he's looking good. You know, it's like
car payments 3 payments behind, but who am I to judge?
Yeah. The wrecker's in the driveway, but bam, your kid looks good.
That's amazing.
Okay, here's what we're going to talk. This is not really related to football, kind of, because one of these athletes. Have you ever seen the pattern? Now, what is when people say they're hanging out? Okay, when we see this in the news, we see it on TMZ or the Blast. What exactly does that mean? Because what is it? Odell Beckham now and Kim Kardashian they're just like cool now, right?
I see what you did there. Yeah, so I don't listen.
What does that mean?
Celebrities are going to do what celebrities are doing, but what they came out and said was they're hanging out. Like, is that the new celebrity term for like friends with bennies? Like, are they dating?
or Netflix and chill? Like, what? Yeah, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah,
because let's just go down the list. Everybody that has dated her has been okay. This is just a couple people.
Let's hear it.
Okay, she made the tape with Ray J. Okay, now obviously knows her dad was one of OJ's lawyers. Okay, let's just move on from Ray J. Because did you know this? She met Ray J because she used to be Brandy's stylist, and Brandy is Ray J's brother.
So I knew Brandy and Ray J were related. I did not know how
Kim Kardashian used to be.
How Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, she was young. Yeah, she was young. You know, used to be Brandy's stylist or whatever. Okay, so Ray J, nothing enough. But look at athletes. Reggie Bush. He went kind of bananas, right? Didn't he kind of go AWOL after that? Because he really didn't do much after that.
He really didn't do much in his NFL career in general.
Okay, but I don't know about this because I don't follow. What about Cristiano Ronaldo? She did see him for a minute. Is he still flourishing or is he like?
He's at the end of his career. He's playing in Saudi in the Saudi league now. He had kind of a rough go in a short stint in England after leaving Spain, but like right now he's in Saudi, and I mean he's killing it just like Messi is in the U.S. But you have to think about the level of competition too, right? Like that'd be like Shaq going up against high schoolers in his prime. You know, it's just
right.
So I mean he's still successful, and he's Ronaldo. He's one of the greatest of all time.
She marries this basketball player, Chris Humphries, and that guy was a goon. I don't know if he can play ball. He was just a buffoon. And then I don't and I'll get to this next part. I don't understand where Pete Davidson falls in. But when people say they're hanging out, is that the term that they're linked? And I'll say it's for a cleaner part. They're linked, right? I mean, they're linked. They're dating. They're doing things.
I'd say they're definitely linked in the sense that you're saying linked.
Yeah.
But man, I know. I mean, that's a funny way, man. Like
everybody goes nuts that dates.
Don't
these
put a
girls.
label on it, I guess.
Right. Everybody looks nuts. I mean, look at Lamar Odom.
Yeah.
Okay. He was okay. And it's just now you look at Kanye West. Okay. Kanye West, his mother died. You know, he got with Kim, et cetera, et cetera. Anybody that listened to Kanye's earlier stuff in his producing era, the guy's a genius. But do you notice how more off the deep end he went once they broke up? So it wasn't because of the breakup and the fact his mother died, because even though he did some really bad things with Nike, or not Nike, Adidas, whatever he said, those anti-Semitic things, which are not cool at all.
No.
From a producer standpoint, the guy's a genius.
100%.
But so 100%. But so was Phil Spector. But then he got arrested for murder and eventually died in prison. So I guess I know, and he was the Wall of Sound. Just look it up. So hanging out, that's the term. So that's what the kids say, right? Those of us that are under the age of 40, they just say, "Oh man, we're just hanging out."
Yeah, I'm not under the age of 40 anymore, Alex. So I've lost touch with reality, and I have kids now, which means my coolness factor is literally
it's wearing down, isn't it?
Dropping as we speak.
Yeah. Did you tell them how you played in a band and everything? You try and tell like band stories to make it look more cooler, or are you just going to drop?
Yeah,
or are you just going to drop that part?
It's like you're trying to impress, the
hey man, I play bass with Alter Ego. They're like,
right,
okay,
okay.
Like, hey, I was just made it. Okay, yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, your old man used to be a rock star. Okay, boomer. Basically, actually, they call me boomer. They tell me I'm like 86 years old.
Yeah, they're saying, man, you're old. But if you said, hey man, I got the new Kendrick CD, they'd be like, oh, my dad's cool.
What if they met you? If they think I'm old, whew.
They're gonna think I'm archaic. They're gonna say I belong to like Museum of Natural History or
like
something.
An artifact, man. Artifact.
But I don't look 55 or act 55. I don't feel 55.
You don't drive 55 either.
No, because I've been trying to look for those discounts when you turn 55. Because everywhere I seem to go at my age, because remember, like when I was growing up, so those 55 and older, because the tipping thing has been crazy. And I don't know if you've ran into this because it's been a hot topic. Now, these are just my views and my views alone. And I understand that the economy and everything is like crazy or whatever. But like Subway, last week, wife and I went 2 sandwiches, just like the comp, $30.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a tip jar. Now, I'm not against people trying to hustle, do your hustle. But those that are not claiming those tips, I don't think it's fair to the people that work in the hospitality industry that are, running food to tables, et cetera, et cetera. I think if you're doing your normal job, what you were paid for, ringing up a meal that's going to be wrong once I open up the bag.
Well, it better not be at Subway. You watch to make it. That's on you, bro.
I do. Yeah. If they mess that up, then that's totally me. Then I still even wonder myself on that one. But if when they write tips on it, it drives me nuts. And in some places that I have worked, they write tips. I think that's it's just stupid.
Yeah.
What is your opinion? Do you think, am I wrong?
No, I don't think that you are wrong, man. I mean, to be honest with you, like I don't ever leave a tip when I go to Subway, even though the credit card machine asks me to. Like
I know that.
I feel like
now they got it on there too.
Now, yeah. Now, like a delivery driver, yeah, you need to tip them, right? Like, or a server at a sit-down restaurant. Yeah, absolutely. You need to tip them. I mean, I even tip like when you go to like MCL or whatever, and really all the server's done for you is refill your drink once or twice if they even remember that. Maybe they bring you a little extra butter for your roll or whatever, but that's it. I still even tip them. Obviously, not as generously because they haven't taken an order, delivered food, done all that. But I'm still going to tip them. Because the whole purpose behind gratuity, right, is for those people that are making, I think it's like $2.15 an hour or something like that.
Yeah, it's not what everybody else is making.
Right. And nothing against anybody that works at Subway. They're probably making $10 to $14 or $15 an hour, depending on how long they've been there, what they're doing, whatnot. But like,
for sure,
that's your gratuity. Like, if you want to make more than $10 or $15 an hour, then educate yourself or find yourself a skill that where you can go out and make more than $10 or $15 an hour.
Stop blaming everybody else because there is jobs out there. But I think in some aspects, some of the population, I've always said 2020, like I think just the nation, the world, God, whoever you want to believe in has flipped a switch on us because, people are not wanting to work. I mean, there was out here, Burger King at one point was saying you can get paid the same day. That's unheard of.
Ridiculous, hey, come in, man. I remember that
come
too.
To work.
It's crazy.
Yeah, come into work and we're going to pay you right then and there. And I'm like blown away. And then the thing is, the employees, not all, but some, they know they have the employers right where they want them because what are they going to do? Fire them?
Right, because nobody wants to work, so they're gonna.
What are people doing for money? I got to know, what are people doing for money that they can sit out on these jobs and not work because the stimulus money's all gone, obviously. So what are people doing for money if they're not? Because hospitality industry's been socked. A lot of places. What are people doing for income?
I don't know, man. I'd like to know, but like the other side of that, like while I don't believe tipping someone for making my Subway sandwich when they're getting paid an hourly rate to do just that, I also believe, like, if you can't afford to tip your delivery driver, or you can't afford to tip, your waitress, then you can't afford to eat at those places, right? Like, that should be part of the expense. Now, if you get like really crappy service, that's one thing, right? If your driver's an hour and a half late and he's stoned and drops your pizza off upside down, then right, that's part of the tip. Is it's performance based incentives, really. It's like a bonus for a salesperson, but like on average, you should be able to tip, and if you can't afford to do that, then go to McDonald's.
You need to go somewhere else. Let me tell you something, because people thought just because, now you do know I worked for DoorDash before I moved, and
I've done some DoorDashing.
People thought that, they think the delivery charge, you can relate to anything I'm going to say on this topic. They think that the service charge or whatever like covers the driver. No, it does not. I would get these calls. Anybody's familiar with the Indy area, because this is an Indiana podcast. Okay, there's a McDonald's there on Mount Comfort Road, and mostly we'd hang out in the Greenfield area because it's strip of restaurants. You had whatchamacallit, O'Charlie's, all these different restaurants. So if you stay in that zone, you get hit good. So I get a delivery, and then they were trying to like creep on the area and say, yeah, go ahead and deliver this to like Cumberland. No, and it's like blow all that gas, and then you can't really see the tip ahead of time. And then I was doing it in the winter when nobody would shovel their driveway. Like nobody would do anything or whatever. And it's just like they just think that it's just automatic. That's gas and that's time. You know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah.
It was a pain. Oh my gosh. I even made a video series called the DoorDash Diaries about it a while back.
I remember when you did that.
Oh my God. I'd stand in people's driveway and it's like the frozen tundra. So you want me to go, you couldn't even shovel me a little path to hand you that bag of food you really don't need? No, you need to be grabbing a shovel and shoveling that walk and working off some of that Big Mac is what you should be doing.
Well, let's be honest. They're ordering from DoorDash, which I know when I order from DoorDash, it's because I'm being lazy and I'm paying $15 to $20 extra for the McDonald's that I could have driven half a mile to go get, right? But like, I'm tired. I'm lazy. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm doing it because I'm lazy, right? Like, and so chances are, if I'm too lazy to cook my food or just drive a few miles and go get it, I'm probably too lazy to shovel my walkway too.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. No offense to anybody. No offense to anybody.
No, but I just hate when the people that ring up the order, they get aggravated when you don't show, because now, like you said, it's showing up on credit card machines, which is mind blowing. And I forgot what fast food restaurant I was at, but it was like in a food court or something. And it says, "Would you like to add a tip?" No, I don't want to add a tip. Because this person's, and again, it's just, where does it stop? Because what's going to happen is, because there's everybody else kind of tugging at the tips strings, so to speak, the people that do legitimately need it, the servers, the bartenders that are in the industry, are going to get hosed because somebody said, well, I was just over at Chick-fil-A, and I gave them a couple dollars, and before you know it, everybody's grabbing a piece out of an already shrinking pot.
First of all, Chick-fil-A is a bad example because they wouldn't ask you for a tip. They'd just pass you the offering plate.
I know. When I first
forgive me, God.
I know. When I very first thought they weren't open on Sundays, I'm like, I was like, but you're right.
Was it our buddy Joel had that dad joke that said he was going to have a food truck that just did chicken sandwiches, and he was going to park it outside of Chick-fil-A and just be open on Sundays and call it Side Chicks.
Side Chick. That's actually pretty brilliant. That's actually pretty. So do you ever tip when it's not in a restaurant? Like, have you been guilted and hitting this button, like either Taco, wherever?
No,
there's no guilt in you, man. You're pretty straightforward.
No, I'm pretty straightforward, and I feel like I'm also a relatively generous person. If someone deserves a tip, I'm going to give it to them. Like if there were a scenario at Subway where the person could prove to me that they went above and beyond their job while they were making my sandwich, which I'm not.
It's all done in front of you. You see it right there.
Yeah. I'm not saying that there's not a way they can. I'm not trying to be rude to it. It's just there's not a lot of opportunity for them to be able to do that, right? Like, you can't really go above and beyond too much when you're making a Subway sandwich. Like, you're making it my way already.
Portioned.
Like, it's not like, hey, you're hooking me up with extra pickles. No, I freaking asked for extra pickles. Right. So, but I wouldn't be above it if there was a way. If someone blew me away,
Yeah, like if they pull the
Right.
sandwich, like you know how they say they want to toast it, if they pull it out of the toaster oven and spun that son of a gun like a pizza, I'd probably be down to throw them a couple dollars. That would impress
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
man.
something that shows outside of the scope of what you're supposed to do. Because when they don't have to claim it, that's what's really aggravating. Because I worked around people that have tip jars up, that even when they write tips on it, it just ticks me off because that's just it's obnoxious.
Right.
And they don't have to claim those tips. So if you're working in a building, and you're performing a function and not as a tipped employee, and then you know what I mean? It's just, I understand, man. It's the economy is not in the best shape. I get all that, but it's just at one point, you just got to stop it, you know? I mean, or control it, because showing up in a credit card machine, you're like, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm old. I'm going to be on a fixed income soon. Okay,
you got that AARP coming to the neighborhood.
I do, and my plan is, I do have a retirement plan, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. 10 years, I want to be done. Okay, I'll be 65.
Gotcha.
That's the plan. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's the plan. Hopefully, we're syndicated by them, or we're at least picked up somewhere. So that's kind of the goal.
That'd be great.
Is to move this forward.
The B Brothers Show at gmail.com.
Yes, and Subway, we do love you, by the way.
Subway,
we do love
fresh all the time.
It was just more of an example, and it's not. I know it's corporate, it's everybody, but it's just like, man, people are doing their job to what they're hired for, and anything else really is a bonus,
right?
And that you don't have to claim it to Uncle Sam. So, man, look at all that stuff that goes on. Oh, I got to claim to Uncle. You're gonna tell if you were that? No, I wouldn't do it.
Speaking of stuff that's going on, dude. So I got one for you, right? This is crazy,
okay.
Right? So, the Michigan State Police released a statement in accordance with the Department of Natural Resources, reporting that a woman became trapped in the toilet of an outhouse.
What?
After dropping her Apple Watch in there and going in to retrieve it. I'm throwing this up on the screen right now. Like, first of all,
I got to let me see this.
So this first picture is just it's a picture of a police officer standing in the doorway of the outhouse, and he just looks like, why did I choose this life? Like, who did I piss off that this call came across the radio, and I'm the one to take? I'm the one that is having to answer that, right? And then the AP hits me with the pop up. But of course they do.
Why do you think it's how they're getting paid?
Yeah,
we're not above that down the road.
No, I'm not going to knock the AP. The B Brothers Show at gmail.com. The AP, if you would like to. But here's the picture. The cop is looking down the toilet. You can't see the woman, but he's just like, he's still like, you can tell just by his body language in the photo. Like, why am I here? Oh my God, that's so disgusting. No. So what is going on with people, man?
If it was a $600 Apple Watch, you wouldn't go down there and try to fish for it?
Nope. She gone.
Gone, huh?
Don't care. I could be broke and planning to sell that Apple Watch. I'll find a different way to make $500-$600.
Okay, but what about if you were in there? What about if you didn't go to the bathroom and you knew that, at least when you were in there, you didn't mess it up that bad? Would you still try to take the plunge?
It's a porta potty, bro.
Oh.
Like that shit.
Okay.
That stuff hasn't been cleaned. Whoops, there's the first one, and it was me.
Boom.
Me. What happened?
Boom.
That thing has not been cleaned in you were probably, I don't even want to think about it, man. Years worth.
First of all, where are they at in an outhouse? Man, what is this? What are they, at Conner Prairie? Are they in some kind of why would they have an outhouse? Where would they have to be an outhouse?
So is it Dixon Lake? So I got to imagine that's like a state park-ish type of camping ground.
And it's spelled Dixon.
Dixon. Yep.
Right.
Dixon Lake. It's in Bagley Township, right? You got Dixon and Bagley,
Good thing those weren't reversed. But yeah.
How'd you get the Bagley above the Dixon?
Oh, boy.
I apologize. Things are going downhill fast. But yeah, so this woman dove into, shoot, there could be poop in there from the Civil War era, man. Like, who knows how long it's been in there. She dove into this thing, and it's like the last picture we looked at.
And she got stuck.
Yeah, she couldn't get out because those things are deep. Like, I mean, like,
oh yeah, I would think,
deep,
yeah, right,
deep.
like kind of like a well almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Kinda,
Especially
right?
the one, because this isn't one of those portable porta potties. This is an outhouse.
This is like
built in
right.
this park. Yeah,
Right.
no, that watch is gone.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I've spent a lot of money. I don't think I could do that either. I mean, I don't. Even if it was in a porta potty itself, which does have a bottom, you know how nasty those things are at concerts and stuff.
Right.
No, man, that watch is just going to be part of history.
Donated to the city, right there. No.
Okay, but what about if your wife said, "Honey, I really, really need you to get this"? And what about if it was your wedding ring? Boom.
Well, see, here's the thing. I just wear one of these silicone guys, so we'll just grab. We bought like a set of 6. What if it was?
What about if she asked you to go to? If she said, because I know she's got to be in earshot somewhere, and you said,
of course,
and she said, "Honey, I need that watch. That's the watch you gave me for such and such occasion, or whatever." Then what do you
now
do,
you're starting
Mr.
to sound
Barry?
Now you're starting to sound like Christopher Walken. Your dad, he gave me this watch. For 15 years, I've been walking with this. Never mind. I'm gonna stop right there.
Yes. See, you're like you got nothing.
Well, I'm really choosing my words here.
Choose carefully.
No, it's gone.
That's it.
It's gone.
That's
I was trying to
biohazard,
find
right?
a reason, like. Here's the
Till
thing.
death do us part. I'll do anything for you. That kind of stuff. Nothing.
Well, I mean, I'm tempting fate there, right? Like, I mean,
yeah.
First of all, you think that thing is just going to be sitting there real pretty, nice on top of it? No, you're going to have to go digging for that, and that is a literal needle in a haystack, but it's not hay.
Yeah.
It's poop.
It's a stack of that's not good. I was just curious if you, because I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't go and get it. It's gone.
No, it's gone. It's gone.
No. Because with my luck, I'd fall in at 55. I don't have good balance. I'd probably fall in and never come back out again.
We'll get our Nike sponsorship here, and I'll use that money to buy like a Kobe-esque ring. R.I.P. Kobe-esque ring.
Yes.
Like before I go in after that one, I will.
Yeah,
I'll sell. You know what? I'll sell my Xbox.
Whoa, that's deep.
Yeah, I would.
If I know you're
going
to part with the Xbox, man,
I would rather do that. Nope.
You better hope you guys are never at a park somewhere and she pulls a stunt on you and saying, "Hey, well, you said you sell your Xbox. Boom, it's gone."
Just throws it in there. That's one way to get me to stop playing. I guess.
That's right. I'll catch it easy pawn. There you go. Well, that's good to know. So we know anybody who hooks up with Kim Kardashian, it could be bad news. Tipping is just, we know, is out of control. The new Nike shoes from the Culture Dope.
Yep.
And then I'm sure you all saw the story, and we can hit on it next time. Man, they painted over that mural in Broad Ripple on the side of lava.
Oh my gosh, man.
And first of all, I'm going to say this. And I said it already, and I had Hugh Jeffner, who's literally the top DJ in the city. I don't care what anybody says. I'll fight
100%.
Okay? And I don't care. He is the man. I mean,
and one of the kindest souls, too.
Absolutely. And it's funny because the statement I put on my personal podcast page is like, look, this is ridiculous. These guys were an integral part of Broad Ripple back in that scene, and I did end it with, and here's where it gets funny because you band people, not you, some. I go, if Steve Ross still owned that building, that wouldn't be happening, and anybody knows that's true because Steve Ross owned the patio. Owned the Vogue at one point. He was definitely a big supporter of the scene and local music. And then one of my buddies, good friend of mine, Jeff Gardner, you may know him, sound guy.
Yep.
He's a good dude. And what does he do? Like a lot of these guys do. Man, it's pretty a shame the patio closed. Bro,
that was like 25 years ago.
If I always say this about venues, because I get into this with some musicians. Oh, man, we packed the place. Were the people drinking? Were they putting money into it?
Right.
Because a successful business does not close. A business that's going to get more for the real estate, much like what Churchill Downs is doing racetracks. Plus Steve Ross was going through a divorce at the time. If it was, not everything is going to always be a profit center. But when people say, like, man, that place is whack, man, we're never going to go there again. When they changed that bar on the south side
you're talking about something else.
A whiskey business. Before whiskey business, what was it? It was. Yeah, I can't believe they got rid of live music. Nobody's going to ever come there. Well, the only thing I'll say to their defense is, if they have a DJ, they can better control what's going on, as we all both know, because we've both done both.
Yep.
And Because if a band plays out three times a month, how many songs have they learned from the first week you saw in September till you see them the last week in September? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying they have to learn new stuff or whatever, but it's like the patio closed 25, whatever. It closed a while ago.
Yeah.
And people still talk about that. That's like me talking about World Mardi Gras. Those it's gone. It's gone.
It's gone.
Those days it's gone.
They were great days. Both venues. I mean, Birdie's. I'm very close owner or friends with the owner. Mike from Birdie's. Everybody remembers Mike and Sue. They just sold Birdie's, but they haven't. It is, but they sold it. I don't remember who they sold it to, but like they haven't had a show there in years upon years. Like they've been trying to sell the venue, and congratulations to them for that going final just a couple of weeks ago. But all of those big time spots, Crazy Street was one of them. It's gone.
Yeah.
Lizards is gone, I believe. Birdie's
Rock
is
House.
Gone. Rock House
was cool.
Gone.
That was fun.
Yeah, the Rock House, and before it was the Rock House, it was the Point After, and it was great then too. Like all of those local music spots for the most part have either changed hands or gone under, and COVID did no favors to live music, especially bands. DJs could get away with the COVID era more than live bands could, because you have one performer as opposed to 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
That's true.
Like when a lot of bars were reopening or testing the waters, they weren't going to bring in a band. They didn't want a bunch of people up against the stage dancing and touching each other, right?
And putting their drinks up there and doing whatever else.
Yeah,
no, you're
exactly.
You're
it was
right.
A controlled environment, and you can only do that, like you said, with a DJ or, for the most part, even just like a jukebox type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
not only that, but let's say you get a band up there. Let's just say they hit one song and it's just like totally whack. A manager can't go up on a stage and go, man, you guys are stinking right now. But you go to a DJ and say, man, this ain't working. And as you know, we talk. A song can only suck for 3.5 minutes, and you just change to another song. Because if
you're halfway
guess
decent at your job, you don't even have to wait the 3.5 minutes. You just find a drop and move.
Right, and you also want to send people to the bar. But it's just when he said this, I love Jeff to death, but people still talk about it. It's like, guys, at one point, let's say if another live music venue opened, and this is just a general comment, not directed at anybody. And I still check it. I don't see anything that's really jumping out at me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see anything. I mean, the troopers out there are doing their thing. Toy Factory and Jambox and Andrew Young. All those guys are doing their thing or whatever. But it's like there's nothing really where I go. Remember Music Mill? Music Mill was a gorgeous venue. These guys
it was so money, cool.
Blew parents' lottery money or whatever. It was such a cool venue. And guess what? Gone.
Yeah.
Profitable businesses do not close. There's either going to be a deal pending in real estate, like there was what Steve did with the patio, or it's ran its course. It's just done. Or they got such a cheap deal on the rent. Okay, stay open. If your rent ain't nothing, who cares?
Yeah, whatever. You can make your base faster there.
They need to fix the mural. Fix the mural on Broad Ripple. Get a hold, and I'm doing this like everybody else. Lava is the spot. I believe it's like a hookah bar or something.
Yep. Well, I don't know. I don't know what lava is. I can't remember what lava is, but it is lava. It's the side of lava.
Anybody knows it's the old patio, and they had this tribute to Indiana Jones and what's the other guy's name? What
was his name?
The photographer. Most P, I believe, there was a photographer for Indianapolis Star, photojournalist. Him and Ron Miner, vital parts of the area, and now it's just this big empty wall. No explanation. And again, they own the building. They can do what they want.
Yeah, we're not saying it's not their right. We're just saying, like, I mean, that was
destroying art
of Broad Ripple, not Indianapolis necessarily or Indiana, even though most people in Indianapolis, knew both of those guys in some way, shape, or form, or had witnessed their work, whether they knew it or not. I mean, that's historic. And while it is absolutely they're right, like, I'd be interested to see, was there like a neighborhood meeting that it went to a vote, or did he just wake up one morning and paint the wall white? Like, I'm curious if there was any, like, because that we don't know. We just woke up one morning and it was gone.
Yeah, we don't know. But we also know too that the community, those that have been in it for a zillion years, like we were back in the day or whatever, they might get together and say, you know what, I don't necessarily know about boycotting, but people try the whole, canceling people, and will Lava get canceled for this, or maybe they're planning something bigger and better. We can only hope.
Or maybe most of the people that are in that area now in the age range don't have a memory of those two people and don't care, and it doesn't even tip the scale.
And you want to know something? As much as that hurts to hear it, you're right. You are right.
Yeah,
like
it's an
that's
entire
like that's like
possibility.
that's like
That
me
was a
talking about an
generation
Alex
ago,
and Juan
man.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. They might not be there. They might go, oh yeah, like my older sister, or even my dad, maybe in some cases. Myles.
Yeah.
Could say, oh yeah, my dad used to hang out in Broad Ripple, and because it's just like you said.
Well, and
time to
Broad
move on.
Ripple is a completely different scene now, man. That place got out of hand. They closed it down. Like for months.
Yeah, I saw.
Broad Ripple was closed. They just recently reopened it, and they did a bunch of work there. I haven't seen it or checked it out. And who knows, maybe that was part of cleaning up Broad Ripple, right? Even though it was innocent enough, it was still
It was in an alley. You couldn't even see it. It was in
I
an
don't know,
alley.
man.
For
I'm
God's
just
sake.
I'm trying to find a reason why they would have done it, right? I'm searching
For sure.
I don't understand it. Obviously, whoever did it probably had absolutely no connection to that scene. But again,
True.
you know, that time, that was a different time. And even if Broad Ripple does get even remotely popular again,
Nobody's going to remember
never
those
gonna
people
be-
back then.
No, well,
No.
it's never going to be what it was in 2000 to say 2014 or 15, right? You know, it's never going to be. It's just like, you know, they could put another bar upstairs at Circle Center Mall, and it's never going to be Gators Mardi Gras,
Never.
right? Like we
Nope.
will never see that replicated again, and we might see something that's just as cool or cooler, but it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be what that was because those venues were then.
It was an era. It was an era. It was an era. It was like I used to tell people that, you know, Gators was like the Studio 54 of the 90s and early 2000s because
it was though.
you know, it was, and you didn't have the crazy social media. Everybody wasn't, you know,
no,
on their phones, they're texting. I mean, you know,
but you
I
could
don't
get a
even think
fishbowl full
MySpace
of
was
liquor
around.
for $8.
You know what? That is true. I remember
that's the whole reason I
man.
started going there until I met you. Like, and
Yeah,
like
fish
started
bowls.
hanging out at Mardi Gras and checking out bands over there. Was the big old
Yep.
fishbowl? I mean, basketball sized
Huge.
fishbowl filled to the
Yep.
brim, and it was like every liquor they had behind the bar. And it
Yeah.
actually didn't taste that bad, but man, it
didn't
did
taste
the
that
job,
bad.
and it was like $8 or $9.
Yep.
Like, talk about losing
I
money.
remember.
I mean,
Oh.
that was like the old. Pepper's Broad Ripple B Brothers days, a quarter you call it, man. Oh, that was dangerous.
There will be a book one of these days, long in the future. There'll be a book about that era.
There has
When
to
neither
be.
one of us have you know anything, you know, going on crazy career wise, you know, all of Miles's kids go to college and they're all at a house, then we might say, hey, once upon a time.
Let's write a
And
book.
speaking of let's write a book. Speaking of once upon a time, it's probably maybe time to wrap, you think?
Yeah. So one more thing, man. I want to send us out
Yes.
on something positive because we got a little whiny
Yes.
there for a second. So,
Yeah, like a bunch of little like a bunch of little sissies.
So, you know, obviously the Colts won. You know, yeah, we're gonna end on the Colts,
Yeah.
right? I know we don't really do the Colts on Wednesdays, but we're gonna end on the Colts. So the Colts won, but Kylan Granson, younger tight end for the Colts, he's in his third season. He has yet to have had a touchdown catch. He had a pretty impressive touchdown on Sunday. It got reviewed. It was questionable whether he got in or not, but he made a heck of a play. He did get there. So he didn't really get to celebrate. So he found a different way to celebrate. Have you seen this? Have you seen the photo shoot, Alex, with the football?
Oh yes. You got to show
Yeah.
these people this.
Yeah,
This is
so
cool.
check this out. This is just one of the pictures, right? I mean, he did several ones, but like he's got the flower behind the ear and he's got the football swallowed up like a baby. There's even some pictures with, I don't know if it's his wife or fiance or girlfriend or whatever, where
Right.
they're like sharing that whole typical Olin Mills family pose with the baby. But like in this one, he's
And see,
holding
that's
it up
what we
kind of
need.
like Simba. This is
That's
great,
what
man.
the sport needs. This is what the sport
Absolutely.
needs. It needs to show that human connection, that people have this sense of humor, because literally we need more of that. We need more of that because there's so many sometimes distractions of pro teams. The best thing I could say about also watching football is like Jackson Mahomes, you don't hear a word of that dude.
Nah,
Not a word.
he done disappeared.
No, Patrick got
He
him
gone.
locked up. Patrick's got him locked up. It's like, dude, you're not going to rain on my parade.
Yeah.
And you know he got a little bit of trouble last year, and now you know that guy was always on the sidelines. Now he's like
You don't
grounded.
see
He's
her
not
or
punished.
hear him. But you know what?
He's on
Kansas
punishment.
City's kind of not doing so well
I heard.
right now so far too.
know.
So I mean, I don't think that lasts. I think they'll get it in gear. But you know, the beginning of the season's always weird like that. But
Yep. And then it changes.
cool, man. Well,
All right,
hey,
tell 'em where
listen
can they
up,
find
y'all.
us? Where can they
Here's
find
where
us?
you can find us, right? If it's YouTube, if it's Twitter, if it's TikTok, you can find us at The B Bros Show. Okay, and it's been flashing up there. It was flashing up there right now. You can also search the B Brothers Show on YouTube.
Effect.
That's your flashing effect. There we go.
See, I don't have graphics like Myles does, so I just do this.
Yep. You can find us, the B Brothers Show, on Facebook as well. Give us a follow. Give us a subscription. Right now, we're posting the audio to Alex B's podcast. That's going to change. Actually, this episode, I mean, it will still be there, right? But this episode should be on the All Indiana Podcast Network, right? This should be episode 1 for them, episode 2 for us. So
awesome.
And then I'm sure we'll have more resources and sources for you to find the show as we get out there. But yeah, give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a follow.
Give us a topic.
Give
Maybe
us a
you
topic.
Want to talk about something.
Yeah,
maybe you
want to
talk
about something. You got questions
incoherently
for us? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we do is we sit here and we ramble incoherently. So that rambling is over for now. Alex B, much love to you, brother. It's been real. It's been fun. You know what? It's been real fun. We out.